change their ways. But after they changed their ways, it made Jonah despondent. He said, well, I knew you were going to save the city. Why would you send me to the city? Why would you send me there when I knew they were going to change anyway? And then here he kind of argues with God. He says, you know what? I should just be dead. I wish I was never even born. Have you ever said that? I wish I was never even born. I wish I was never even born. Here he is, a man of God. He just saved the city from going to hell. He just did the greatest revival in his time. He just did something that would be remembered forever. He was swallowed up by a fish and didn't die. He was able to see God and understand God and know God and be connected with God. And yet here he stands despondent. Disappointment is an emotion. Disgust is an emotion. Envy, worry, fear is one of my favorite emotions. Well, not a favorite, but it's common. That's what I mean. It's a common emotion. No, I like to be scared about it. Fear, flattery, hate, joy, loyalty, regret, revenge, sorrow, depression, ego, self-pity, anger. These are emotions. And you can be dealing with all of these at any one given time. You can be dealing with these. Like, for instance, hatred does not come by itself. Anger brings hatred, and hatred brings murder. So you are dealing with anger and hatred and murder all at the same time. Like, I wish they were dead. I wish they were dead. I'll kill you. I'll come after you. I'll kill you. You know, I just hate you so bad. I wish you were dead. And now you're dealing with more than one spirit inside of your head. So he says, I am legion, for we are many. Also, he begged him earnestly that he would not send him out of the country. Now, a large herd of swine was feeding there near the mountains. So all the demons begged him, saying, send us to the swine that we may enter them. And at once, Jesus gave them permission. Then the unclean spirit went out and entered the swine. There were about 2,000, and the herd ran violently down the steep place into the sea and drowned in the sea. 2,000. That means that there was about 2,000 devils in one man. And when I told God, I want to control my emotions, when I told God, I want to be in control, when I told God, I want to be in above and beyond, he said, you go back to Mark chapter 5 and understand how many devils you're dealing with first. My God. I can't believe that in my place, in where I am, in this stage of my career, in this stage of being a father, in this stage of being a grandfather, that my God would tell me to go back to this place. He says, because of your emotions. How many are you dealing with? Everyone I read here, I've dealt with probably at any given time, a couple of times a day. Despondency, disappointment, disgust, envy, worry, fear, flattery, hate, joy, loyalty, regret, revenge, sorrow, depression, ego, self-pity, anger. In one day, in one moment. I may go from having a big ego to like, man, I'm the cat's meow. I am it. That's it. There, you know what? When they made big, they could have just stopped right there because there is not another one. And then I get into flattering myself, and then all of a sudden I start worrying about, well, you know what, if I'm so good, why can't I pay my bills? And you know, my bills are adding up. And then all of a sudden now I'm worried about my bills, and now I'm afraid. I'm afraid about where I'm going to go next. What's going to happen to this? And what's going to happen to that? Now I'm in sorrow, man. And now I'm like, well, you know who did this to me? That dude did that to me, and he did that to me. I should get revenge on him, and I hate him. I should kill him, and I regret that he ever came into my life, and now I'm depressed, and now I'm down, and now I'm worried. And it all is due to emotion. And there I am. Legion, for we are many. And at once, and it says, so 2,000 then went into the sea, and that's basically the word legion. Like you could say there was a legion, or there was a legion of an army, a legion in the army. That's about 2,000. So there were about 2,000 spirits that he was dealing with. But remember when I said that hate, anger, and murder come together, all of these, like the spirit of Jezebel, come in with the spirit of flattery. You know, these different spirits, they all work together, and they feed to mess around inside of your mind. So about 2,000. So these who fed the swine fled, and they told it in the city and in the country, and they went out to see what it was that had happened. Then they came to Jesus and saw the one who had been demon-possessed and had the legion sitting and clothed in his right mind, and they were afraid. They were more afraid of him in his right mind than they were when he was out of his mind. But see, God wants to rule your mind. God wants to be inside of your mind like this. Make up your mind. Make up your mind. Make up your mind. Make up your mind. If this is the way it's going to be, then this is where it's going to be. If this is what you're going to do, then that's what you're going to do. Make up your mind. If you're going to love that man with all that you have. Make up your mind. If you're done, then be done and move on. Make up your mind. If you're going to stay here and stick it out, stay here and stick it out. Make up your mind. If you're going to get over it and you're going to forgive them for every time they hurt you, lied on you, came at you, talked about you, messed with you, rumored about you, and you're going to forgive them, then forgive them and let it go. Let it be done. And if you're not going to forgive them, then hold on to that. And deal with that anger, and deal with that depression, and deal with that frustration. But make up your mind, because God wants to rule your mind. He wants to go inside of your mind. He wants to clean out your mind, and he wants to make some changes. And it says he was clothed and in his right mind. God wants to put a new outlook on you. He wants to put a new outfit on you, a new shine about you. 16, and those who saw it told them how it happened to him who had been demon-possessed, and about the swine. Now, we can get into the swine and why it was the swine and why it was the pigs and where the pigs were doing and what they were doing with the pigs and all of it. That's a whole another sermon. But right now, I want to concentrate on the emotions. Then they began to plead with him to depart from their region. And when he got into the boat, he who had been demon-possessed begged him that he might go with him. So now the demon-possessed man that's been set free says, hey, Lord, I want to go with you. I want to be one of your disciples. I want to go with you, and I want to be one of your disciples, and I want to be mentored by you, and I want to just follow you because I'm so appreciative that you have set me free. Which is just typical. He should have just wanted to follow Jesus. And 19 says, however, Jesus did not permit him, but said to him, go home to your friends and tell them what great things the Lord had done for you and how he has compassion on you. And he departed and began to proclaim that all that Jesus had done for him, and all marveled. Now, Jesus says here, the first thing I want you to do is go home and show your family you've changed. Ooh. Now, I can go anywhere in the world, and I can tell them how good God has been to me. I can tell them how God has brought me out of this storm, and how God has brought me out of that storm, and how God has took me from here, and God has took me from there, how God has rescued me from this, and God has rescued me from that, and they will just believe me on my word. And I can just tell them how emotionally stable I am. I can tell them how God has just changed me and sanctified me and how God just manifests through me every day. But the one that's going to tell the truth is going to be my wife, is going to be my kids, is going to be my family. If you can reach your family, if you can reach those that live under your roof, if that's who God wants you to go make a difference in their life first. I've counseled different people and different relationships, and I've told them, you know what, don't tell me you've changed, because I'll believe you. I'll know you've changed when your wife comes and says, this man's changed. I'll know you've changed when your husband comes in and says, this woman's changed. I'll know you've changed when your kids come and say, I got a different daddy. I'll know you've changed when your kids come and say, I got a different mommy, I got a different sister, I got a different brother. There is something about them that is different. There is a control over their emotions that they have that they never had before, and it can only have been through God. And that's when you begin to testify in the little things, in the little moments, in the little arguments, in the little frustrations, in the little times of your emotions, that you begin to take charge, take control, and ask God to deliver you because you're full of devils. And it doesn't happen overnight. These devils just didn't move in. It's like a Pez dispenser. You take one out and the next one's in line waiting. One day you wake up and say, when in the world did I become so impatient? When in the world did I wake up and become so angry? When did I wake up and become so moody, so frustrated, so depressed? I don't remember the last time I was happy. I don't remember the last time that I smiled. I don't remember the last time I had a good time. I don't remember the last time things went my way. But I don't remember how I got here. Because it just happens slowly and slowly and slowly and slowly and slowly. And you wake up one day and you realize that, you know what? I am out of control. Now, one thing I think out of control is I'm very, very emotional and immovable. I talk with my hands. I'm one of those ones that, are you seriously talking to me like that? I'm one of those kind of people. I just start looking around for things like, are you kidding me right now? I mean, you know. My poor granddaughter's like, I can't even talk yet. Why are you so mad? That is out of control to me. But God showed me that some people sit there with a smile on their face and don't say nothing. And in their mind, they're losing it. And tonight will be the night. Oh, I broke the microphone. Testing, okay. Lucky Sister Christine wasn't here, huh? She didn't buy me nothing again. They sit there, and they're out of control up here. What am I going to do tomorrow? What am I going to eat? Where am I going to go? What am I going to say? What am I going to wear? What's going to happen? I don't have this, I don't have that, I need this, I need that. Oh my God, I should just die. If I was just dead, it would be easier. I should just die. I wish I was dead, I wish I was gone. I don't know. And it's what they're doing is they're sitting here and they are out of control. Just because you didn't pick up the chair and throw it across the room doesn't mean that you're in just as much danger as I am. Just because you don't smack your hands together when you talk doesn't mean you're just as angry as I am. Just because you don't say out loud, I wish I was dead, I wish I wasn't alive, doesn't mean you are any closer to suicide than I am. My God, legion, for we are many. And you know, devils never sleep. They stay awake 24/7 a day, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, and they drip, drip, drip like a Chinese torture all over you. And they wait. Out of control emotions. Wow, that was fast. Listen to this. Emotions are not tangible, they are energetic. Emotions are not tangible, they are energetic, which means that your emotions will eventually turn into energy. Emotions will eventually either cause you a breakdown, or whether it's mentally or physically, it will cause you a breakdown. Whether you move something, or you push something, or you break something, or you hurt something, or your arm goes numb, or your eye starts twitching, or something, your emotions will eventually turn into energy. They will eventually manifest themselves through your body. They will manifest through heart disease. They'll manifest through high blood pressure. They'll manifest through high cholesterol. They'll manifest through the police being called on you. They'll manifest through abuse. They'll manifest their way. But some way, sooner or later, if you do not control your emotions, they will present themselves as energy through you. My God, that's good preaching right there. My. Emotions cannot be addressed logically. Remember the man? Remember they put the chains on the man? They said, well, all you're doing is hurting yourself. All you're doing, you're scaring everybody. You're demon possessed. Let us put chains on you. We're going to put chains on you, and we're going to bind you. And yet the chains didn't work because he kept breaking out of the chains. His emotions were stronger than the chains. His emotions, his devils, his demons were stronger than the man-made answer. His emotions or his devils were stronger than logic. Emotions cannot be addressed logically. Why would you break that? That's beautiful. That didn't even do nothing to you. That don't even make sense to me. Why would you say that? Well, what kind of a person would say that? That don't even make sense to me. Why you would